Such demand for it. Unbelievable. And it's only growing. Growing. On that note, I have to go and say
Actually, you've got a couple how much is a lot?
quite a bit.
And he's like, what other day? And I was like, yeah, and like, oh.
Yeah, obviously that's not my issue though. My mum cut out fizzy drinks from
My mum actually cut out my drink.
Social media is very much, I think, influencing our visualization of health, and I just wondered how you thought social media had changed the way we think about health.
With the social media, I see, especially in from my point of view, I see a lot of unrealistic pictures. They're photoshopped. There's makeup. There's lighting to make people look unrealistic. Even in the whole, even with men, there are certain, say, fitness athletes out there that they quote themselves to be natty or natural, which means no steroids, for example. And they are clearly on everything else. They've got muscles coming out there at the back of their head. It's ridiculous. It is unrealistic to stay that way. It is unhealthy to stay that low body fat for long periods of time. And it's giving everyone a sort of an unrealistic view of what it actually, what you can actually achieve.
I feel that I get a lot of response from posting pictures of me doing exercise because people think, oh, she's a size 18, 20, whatever, if she can do it, I can do it as well. And I think just seeing somebody who's like really thin or really ultra fit doesn't inspire somebody or make them feel comfortable enough if they're bigger.
I think the other thing about social media is we concentrate a lot on, people doing, portraying unrealistically kind of thin ideals. But I think the flip side of it is that through social media, we're not just seeing the airbrush sort of magazine unreality that we were seeing before. We see people like you exercising, and I post pictures of myself, and I'm not skinny Billy. And I think we see, the flip side is it can also be very positive, and that people that wouldn't normally have been able to, be represented in media can now do that in their own way. So you can see reality as well as the airbrushed Instagram version of it.
I'm actually a blogger, so it's kind of my room, my world, social media, and I feel like as much as we have almost the professional bloggers and social media people that know the angles, know the lighting, and it's funny because there's a lot of backlash right now up in the social media world of kind of showing fitness models in their natural state. So even somebody who has six-pack abs, showing that when they sit down they get rolls as well. And I feel like, social media, as much as it can be used for that, it can also be used for what we're doing and kind of inspiring people. And for myself, because as a fitness blogger, I know that in the fitness world, I am not in the shape that, there are girls out there who are at 14% body fat, and that is just not anything that I want to be anytime soon. So I feel like it can even the playing field, and I feel like it's an open forum for us to even the playing field, as you said.
Well, I have a YouTube channel called One Fat Mother, which I set up through the Telegraph I work for, and the idea was it was kind of to be an antidote to the yummy mumminess. After you've given birth, it's like snap back, into your jeans and look like Victoria Beckham. I was like, fuck no. And so the YouTube channel is kind of like honest, real parenting advice is the kind of thing. So as you say, it's not just Zoella and whoever kind of value IT.
How do you feel the media portrays obesity and plus size, and the idea that plus size fashion models are promoting obesity?
I mean, I got into this industry 15 years ago, and I started off on the other side, being on women's board and trying to, be that skinny. And when I heard about this curve division, back then it was kind of like, oh, okay, a bit weird, but all right. And it's been unbelievably successful, and it's successful because there is a market for it, there is a need for it. There are women who aren't all size 10s who just because they're large doesn't mean they don't like to look good. And then, you get like one bit of media that is negative, and it seems to be that the negative media is the one that spirals
and everyone likes to talk about the negative rather than the positive.
Well, I just feel it's all about diversity, you know, and it's time to see different ages and different ethnicities and different sizes in magazines and in the fashion industry.
Why do we only discuss fitness and diet in terms of weight loss and not the kind of overall physical and mental health?
I think if people do think a lot about physical health and sport, and people get active for their physical well-being, it's really important for your mental health and well-being. So we did some research recently with people with mental health problems, and so many are put off, over half are put off because they feel they're not the right body shape to go to sport and activity. So our programme is all about getting people with mental health problems, supporting them to access sports and activities through peer support. So I think it's really important that people with their personal experience, I think real people and real stories inspire other people. So we're linking in now our volunteers to match people, exposing people to a whole range of sport and activity to really see the physical benefits and benefits to their mental health and well-being too. You know, being active is really great for all of our minds. It can help us to prevent mental health problems, but can also help us to manage them. So doctors are dishing out antidepressants across the country, when actually for a lot of people getting active is the key. So it's preventative, but can also help people to manage. So I think it's really important, and we need to get that message across that being active is just great for your whole health and well-being, not just about physicality and size.
And I love, you're wearing a Fitbit, and I love that thing. You don't have to, exercise doesn't have to be running a marathon or running even a 10k. It's about that kick you get where you're like, yeah, I've done 14,000 steps today. A funny story I heard yesterday, a friend of mine told me we were talking about Fitbits, and it was Christmas Day, and they looked at theirs and they'd done 10 steps. You do feel really good, don't you? Do you know what I mean? It's a mental thing, you achieve. It doesn't have to be about performing in the Olympics. It's about what makes you feel good.
Just so you know, Thandi and I aren't at Bangor class tonight. We're here with you. Normally on the Thursday we go to Bangor class, and then we do a really good Kangoo jump, which is like springy shoots, which is just really, really fun. And that was what Thandi and I wanted to do, was we wanted to film ourselves doing really fun classes to show that it wasn't just, I've got no attention span whatsoever, so I can't just go to the gym by myself. Someone has to be telling me what to do. And I think that was part of our challenge, was to find stuff that we thought we could make fun and we could film ourselves doing fun things.
And the funny thing is even for me, kind of I went on the journey, but I went on the journey alone, meeting Rivkie and kind of padding up with her and going every Thursday to our Bangor class. Some days I'm just even though I would go to the gym on my own, I feel so much better because my friend's coming and we're going to dance. That's the gym today.
That social side, I think, is really important for everyone. We're finding out about our programmes. So we have an online platform called Any Friends, which is sort of people anyone can join that struggles with their mental health and well-being. And we've been talking about sport and activity safely on there. So today we launched an animation to encourage people to start on this journey. And actually we find that people have that peer-to-peer support online, where it's offline, but it's just about getting active together.